Hey, you're watching Big Lou Barbecue and other things I want to do. And let me tell you what I got going on for you today. Today I'm gonna be cooking on one of my favorite all-time grills, my Old Smokey. Now my Old Smokey's about 6 years old. Got it in 2019. It's right now 2025, almost May, the end of April. And I got it in June of 2019, so it's about 6 years old. But it still cooks great, and I think these are one of the best values in the barbecue industry. You can get them for less than $100, and I just love the way Old Smokeys cook. And if you hadn't seen me cook on it before, well, you get to now. One of the things I like about it is you generally don't have to have a lot of accessories with it. Some other grills have a lot of different accessories that help it cook better. You don't really need that with the Old Smokey, but every now and then there's an accessory that happens that I'm gonna use. You don't need it to make pulled pork with this thing, but I'm gonna use it anyway. It's called the Vortex. And the Vortex is, I use the large for the Old Smokey. Large doesn't fit that ubiquitous black Weber grill, but I use it for my drum smokers and I use it for my Old Smokey. And I'm gonna be using a pie pan to catch the drippings. I'm gonna put the coals around the outside here, line it up what's called the snake method. I'll show you how I set it up. And this is much more of a technique and demonstration video than it is a recipe video. I already got my pulled pork inside already done, and when I put it on the grill, I'll tell you what I did to it. I do have a new charcoal grate. That's what Old Smokey calls it. I call it charcoal plate. That I could put in this one, but I think this old one will do just fine. So I'm just gonna set the Vortex right in the middle. I'm gonna set this old pie pan right down there. I'm not interested in keeping the drippings. I just wanna kind of keep the grill clean and kind of want the air to come around the outside. Now I'm gonna fill this up with some, what I got, cowboy briquettes. That's what we're gonna use. All right, I'm just gonna drop them around the outside. The ones that go inside, I'll pull them out. All right, so I got my coals in what's called a charcoal snake. I prefer the term charcoal chain, but people like to use the term charcoal snake. And what's gonna happen is it's almost a complete circle all the way around, but I don't have it as a complete circle because I don't want it to burn in two directions. I'm only gonna light one end and let it burn like this, like a fuse, okay? And I've got these little charcoal, not charcoal start, fire starter cubes. I got one down here already, and I got this one, and I'm gonna light them both right there at the end of this. Let them start burning that charcoal. And when it gets to about right here, we'll be up to around 250. And I'll put the meat on. They're lit now. They're supposed to light a little easier than that. And they'll get that charcoal going pretty good. I've got some pecan wood chips here, and I'm gonna start sprinkling them around the top of this, especially in this section here where it starts. And if I need to add more coals after several hours of cooking like this, I'll just add more coals and begin them here and just put them on top of the other ashes, and it'll continue to burn. So, a few more wood chips. Probably wouldn't hurt to have some in the center. I'm gonna put the grate on, and when the temperature gets up to where we need to be, we'll be cooking. Put the grate right here, and put the lid on. All right, while we wait on that to heat up, let me tell you how I'm gonna be monitoring this. Now look, I am a ThermoWorks affiliate, and I'll have a link below to ThermoWorks. They make the ThermoPen 1, which I'll be using later in the video to test the final temperature of the meat, and just before what normal people would do to wrap it. I don't normally wrap my pulled pork. I'll show you what I do to it. But to monitor during the cook, I've got some fancy stuff from ThermoWorks. I've got the ThermoWorks Smoke, which will let me walk around my house with a little radio controlled thing. I've got the Smoke X, which would control the billows fan if I put that on there, and it does all kind of things. And I've got the RFX, which is Bluetooth and wireless, and I can walk around with my phone, and I can check it over Wi-Fi, and I can check it over the internet and the cloud and everything. I've gone to Walmart using that thing. But those things can be rather expensive. And I don't really need that today. I'm gonna be working outside most of the day while this thing cooks on the Old Smokey. I'll be walking over and checking it. I really don't need to have the remote. And so I want to just tell you what the basic barbecue thermometer you really need from ThermoWorks, and that is the ThermoWorks Square Dot. All right, you can use this in your oven or whatever. Now they have the dot, that's the most basic, but that's only gonna tell you either the temperature of the grill or the temperature of the meat. This one has 2 probes. One tells you the temperature of your grill or your oven, and the other will tell you the temperature of your meat, or you could use 2 meats. But if you set the one for the grill or the oven, you can do an average on this thing, and it'll tell you the average temperature, and that's where I'm gonna have it set. So this is really all I need today. It's a value priced, but I'll have a link to ThermoWorks down below. And if you purchase something from ThermoWorks through that link, the commission helps my channel out a little bit, and your support is appreciated. Anyway, I just want to tell you how I'll be monitoring it, just with the Square Dot, no radio controlled stuff. I'll be walking by and checking it from time to time, but it's going to tell me all the information I really need to have. Well, I overshot where I wanted to be, just by a little bit. So I've about closed off the top vents and halfway closed the bottom vents, and it should be leveling out a little bit. Yep, see, it's dropping already. I'm gonna go fat cap up because I've removed most of it. You know what? No, I'm gonna go fat cap down. Nah, fat cap up, whatever. And I'm just gonna set it right here in the middle. That pie pan will keep some moisture in the system. And you don't need the Vortex, but it does kind of help that radiant heat from getting directly to the meat. So I like to use it when I cook low and slow on this thing. And if you're interested in what I did, I put half and half, 50% mixture of lime juice and Worcestershire sauce on it, and then I rubbed it down with Heath Riles Pecan Rub. Really not about the recipe, really about the technique and the demonstration. You use whatever kind of rub you like, whatever kind of binder you like. You know, I better go ahead and get the meat monitor and probe in it. Oh, that's hitting the bone right there. I don't want it on the bone. There we go. That's the starting point, 52. Average temperatures drop back down. Of course, I had the lid open, but it'll climb back up. Things are still going pretty well. 265's a little hot, but I can live with it. And we get up at 150 temperature. When it gets around 160 or so, we're gonna do what I do when most people wrap. All right, it's been on about 5 hours. And I was gonna wait till it got into the 160s before I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Where most people wrap, but I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it now because I've got things to do because I'm Big Lou Barbecue. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. I don't wrap it. I'm gonna show you what I do. If you've seen my videos before with pulled pork and other stuff like that, you probably already know. All right, let's have a gander at it. That's what it looks like after about 5 hours. It's not a little darker than I expected, but that really looks a lot more red in person than it is on camera right now. It's looking darker on camera than it does out here. But anyway, most people would take this and wrap it in aluminum foil. But you know, hey, it's a pot roast, right? And y'all know I like cast iron. So I just drop it into a Dutch oven. Try to get it situated here. You see it's already pulling apart. Look at that. Doesn't it look good? And we're not even near done yet. All right, now this is gonna be hot. Don't try this at home. Remember, I'm an untrained amateur. Push it down in there like that. Of course, it's not in the center anymore, so I probably need to take it out and do it like that. Now that's gonna come right there where you got that little ear on the side here. And I'm just gonna close it up as much as I can. And there we go. If I had the wireless thermometer, it wouldn't be an issue, and we're gonna let that go to about 203 or so till it falls apart. Well, wherever I put that thermometer at, it was in the 160s, so I don't have any problem putting it in the pot now. We're gonna let it go till it gets to about 203, something like that. And you can see it's already beginning to fall apart. Well, would you look at there? It's just about perfect. Oh yeah, at 203. It smells delicious even through the cast iron pot. Let's take a look at it real quick. Get this in here. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, that's like butter. Yes, indeed. Like butter, even right there by the bone, 207, so we're good. So I'm gonna pull this inside and pull this out of here. Out. And grab these two handles like this right here. And I'm gonna take this right inside and let it rest a little bit, and then we'll pull it. For those of you who are interested, my charcoal snake got to there. I've got 3 or 4 coals that are black on the snake. Perfect. Okay, let's take a look at it. That lid's still hot. Let's take a look at this. Okay, you think that's gonna pull? I tell you what, it's gonna be delicious. So I'll give it one bite to the cameraman who's hungry. Here, tell us what you think.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
That's my son. So we got to pull it and we got to eat. We're hungry, y'all. And I want to thank Griddle Cook Eating More. I want to thank Poor Guy Outdoor Cooking. And I want to thank Flat Top Noob for interviewing me tonight on an interview show. It was Sunday the, what's today's date? 28th? 27th? 27th. That we cooked this, and I was on that interview show, and I want to thank them for doing it. They did great, so go check out their channels. Now, this pulled pork was just as tender and tasty as pulled pork could possibly be, just as fantastic as any pulled pork made on much more expensive rigs. Ask me again why I love the Old Smokey.